after the main event, Tony Schiavone is interviewing Sting and basically asking him who is going to be the opponent for Revolution, his last and final match. And we have been sitting here wondering what it was going to be for the longest time. And before he can even answer the question, all of a sudden, the Young Bucks music hits and they return. But it's not just the Young Bucks with the tassels and the pants and the little pose and all of that. No, it's the Young Bucks looking like they just came from Paris, France, and they got baguettes in their pockets. They got the little stashes, the little hats, they got the little coats. I mean, they look different. They come out, and I think there's our answer. We are most likely getting the Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby Allin at AEW's Revolution. So let's start there, Reg. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the Young Bucks came out and they were like, wee, and all this, and doing all this thing, twirling up their little mustaches. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? And they just stand there. They don't say anything, Denise. I'm like, okay, interesting. They got a new look. You know how the Young Bucks are, Denise. Anytime they come back, they like to reinvent themselves. They like to change the game, bring something different. I'm interested to see how they're going with this. Interesting look. I'm used to, the Young Bucks with their Nikes and things like that. They switched it up. I didn't know, we've been talking for many months on this point, what Sting's last match is going to be. I didn't really expect it to be the Young Bucks at all, honestly, Denise. They were like on the list of people I thought they would face maybe before Sting was out. But the last match, I think that's super interesting. I mean, if you want to go out, if you're having a tag match and you're trying to have your last tag match, you've picked the greatest tag team of all time, the reason that this company exists, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. That's an easy one. I'm happy to see the Young Bucks back, Denise. I don't know why they're ever gone. It upsets me when they leave for any amount of time. It's like, this company is here for you guys and you're at home. What's going on here? So seeing them back was great. And I think the match is going to be, what a way to go out for Sting. They're going to have a classic 5-star match. I think that's the best way to go.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I'm having two emotions here. So the first one is, oh shit, it's the Young Bucks, and this is gonna most likely be the match at Revolution, right? Did they outright say that that's what it was gonna be? I think commentary somewhat mentioned it, but they haven't done like the official graphic or anything like that, right?
Yeah, no, it feels like the commentary was hinting at it, but it wasn't anything official.
Right, okay, but pretty much like based on what we saw, I think it feels pretty official. We know that this is most likely the direction they're heading in. If not, they wouldn't have played it out the way that they did. So with that being said, though, so I have two thoughts here. My first one was, I was not expecting it to be the Young Bucks, because we were sitting here going, okay, it's either going to be Sting versus Darby in a like, we really like each other, we really respect each other, let's have this final match be this, or it's going to be Sting and Darby versus another team, but who would it be? So at this I did not think it was going to be the Young Bucks. Like, they were my first guess. But I will say this, though. It makes all the sense in the world for it to be the Young Bucks. And you mentioned two things right off the bat. And that was, one, when you think of some of the best tag teams out there, it's definitely the Young Bucks, especially when you're talking about AEW. But secondly, and I think the most important thing, is that we wouldn't be here talking about AEW Dynamite or AEW if it wasn't for the Young Bucks, if it wasn't for the Elite, if it wasn't for what we're talking about here. So here's the thing. I almost feel like I'm pretty sure that Tony Khan gave Sting like pretty much whatever choice he wanted, right? I'm sure that's what went down. Totally. And if I'm assuming Sting was the one that said, I want to work with the Young Bucks, to me, that is like some big time. That's like praise right there. Like, that's pretty dope. If that's the case, I think that's pretty awesome for him to say, hey man, I'm recognizing the people that are part of the reason why we're here talking about AEW, the reason we're here. So why not have my last match be with them? So I think it's a little bit on the unexpected side, but at the same time, it shouldn't be totally unexpected given some of the things that I just mentioned right now.
Yeah, it's especially funny considering if you look at the history of Revolution and what the Young Bucks have done. They've had some of the best tag team matches of all time at Revolution. So this makes the most sense. Yeah, I can totally believe that Tony Khan was like, okay, we're going to do your last match at Revolution. Who do you want to wrestle? And Sting being like, how about the Young Bucks? And everybody being like, yeah, that's a great idea. Sting, let's totally do that. It's just like kind of a perfect fitting ending to his career, especially here in AEW, because it was mostly just tag team focus. It almost makes the most sense that it's ending with Darby, because that's what his whole AEW run was based on.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we're getting towards the end, man. This is kind of sick. But here's the thing, though. So, what'd you think of the Young Bucks look? Keep in mind that the last time we saw the Young Bucks, they had thrown this big tantrum. We were probably going to see them feud with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. That looks like they took a sick pivot, obviously, because Kenny is out to diverticulitis, and Chris Jericho looks like he's on to something a little bit different, not too different, but something different. And so they're no longer doing whatever it looks like they had started at one point. Oh, hey, did you enjoy that clip that you just saw? That was a clip from my podcast, Speak Now Pro Wrestling. You can go ahead and watch the entire episode by checking out the links in the description box. Until next time, I'm Denise Salcedo, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Catch you on the next one.